Fans and loved ones are mourning the death of Philly rapper and influencer Mia Bennett, also known as Petty Levels. Her record label, Chosen One Records, announced her passing. 23-year-old Bennett had 1 million followers on Instagram and had just posted this picture 1 week ago. No word yet on a cause of death. We've reached out to law enforcement and her family for more information.
Y'all ever notice how the people with the most followers can be the loneliest? Mia Bennett had 1 million people watching her life. Every day, every post, every smile. Then one morning in Tampa, she's found dead near an airport service road, and not a single one of those 1 million followers can tell investigators what happened. She documented everything until the moment she needed help most. Then, silence. You're watching Trending Crime Vault, and we're about to walk through a case that'll make you realize those perfect Instagram posts might be hiding the darkest secrets. Hit subscribe, because this story's gonna change how you see social media forever. Don't just sit there watching. Jump into this conversation we're having, because what we're about to uncover is gonna have you questioning everything you think you know about the people you follow online. So let's talk about who Mia really was before her name became a headline that nobody wanted to read. She came into this world October 13th, 2000, in Philadelphia. And if you know anything about Philly, you know that city doesn't play around when it comes to raising strong women. Growing up there meant you absorbed that musical culture whether you wanted to or not. It was in the streets, in the air, everywhere you turned. This is the same city that gave us legends. Real legends. Not these internet famous people who blow up for a week and disappear. Actual legends. And Mia, she was determined to put her name right up there with them. But hold up, Mia's journey to fame didn't start in some fancy recording studio. Nah, it started exactly where most of our stories begin, in the hallways of her high school. Picture this, freshman year. Mia creates an Instagram account and calls it Petty Levels. Now, before y'all start judging that name, let her explain it herself. In a 2019 interview, she said, "I started getting into Instagram my freshman year. I wanted to create videos that young women like me were interested in. I decided to talk about topics like getting even when a guy does you dirty or a friend crosses you. That's where Petty Levels came from."
In ninth grade, that's when I first came up with Petty Levels, and the whole Instagram came along, but only like people around school and like from different hoods, because I used to school hop, so like I was in different hoods all the time, so like people around, like they started to follow me, this, that, and the third. But once I started really popping, like making videos and stuff, that's when I had people from all over, like all different types of cities actually start following me.
Listen, that's real right there. She tapped into her voice by being authentic about something we all do. Getting petty sometimes. And other young women, they felt that energy immediately. Her early content was everything we could relate to. Teenage drama, relationship jokes, calling out guys who did her friends dirty. But here's what made Mia different from everybody else trying to blow up on social media. She wasn't trying to be perfect. She wasn't putting on some fake version of herself to get likes. She was just being herself. And that authenticity connected in ways manufactured perfection never could. "At first, my followers were mostly from Philly," Mia explained once. "But once I started doing pop-up shows and producing more videos, my fan base grew to places all over, like all different kinds of cities." See, while other influencers were planning every single post like it was some business presentation, Mia was just living. Dancing in her bedroom, trying new restaurants, documenting real life as it happened. That's what made people feel like they were hanging with their girl, not watching some untouchable celebrity. By 2018, and we're talking just 2 years after she started this whole thing, Mia had hundreds of thousands of people following her every move. But social media fame wasn't the end goal for her. She had bigger dreams. With her platform growing, she started dropping these rap videos that showed everybody she wasn't just playing around. The girl had bars, real bars.
"You remember what you said to me, that you wouldn't do anything to lose me? Said that I was different. Then you showed me off to all your little homies. You remember those nights that I stayed up all night on the phone because you couldn't sleep? Those same nights that you promised me that no matter what, you'd never leave. Well, I remember when you left. I remember that feeling, that pain in my chest. Remember when you told me I'm nothing like the rest? Thought you was my baby, but you really trying to flex? Please tell me who you trying to impress. You sitting here showing off for your little friends, the same friends that are in my DMs. You the ones that smile on your face, be the ones ready to take your place. But then I be the whole right. I be wrong if I entertained you, bro, right? Even after all the creeping you was doing at times, I never switched up, I stayed by your side.
I found my persona and I found what they love, she said. And you could tell she understood exactly what she was building. Now her mother recognized the talent early. That's important because not every parent understands when their child is trying to make it in entertainment. But Mia's mom, she was supportive, helping her daughter transition from social media personality to actual recording artist. And let me tell you, Mia's musical range was impressive. She could rap over sad beats one day, then switch to something playful the next. There's one video where she rapped over a beat that sounded like "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." Like, who does that? But it worked because she was willing to experiment and take risks. The music industry started paying attention really quickly. Her breakthrough moment came when she got featured alongside Ludo on Fredo Bang's track Freak. That collaboration introduced her to audiences who might never have found her through Instagram. Music critics were noting her confident delivery and that authentic voice you just can't fake. After that feature, Mia started releasing her own music. Singles like Malibu and Ain't It showed she could carry a track by herself. Her music video for Dat Ass got over 4 million views on YouTube, proving she could turn social media popularity into real musical success. Chosen won. Records signed her because they saw what we all saw. Mia had that special something, but music was just one part of who Mia was. Her Instagram was like a travel diary of someone living their best life. Mexico, Puerto Rico, Jamaica. This girl was everywhere. And she wasn't just posing at tourist spots either. She was skydiving, surfing in Hawaii, snowboarding in Colorado. These weren't staged photo ops. These were real experiences from someone who wanted to try everything life had to offer. By early 2024, Mia had built something incredible. Over 1 million Instagram followers. Successful music releases, brand partnerships, a voice that people actually wanted to hear. She had transformed from that high school freshman with a clever Instagram name to a recognized name in entertainment. In that 2019 interview, she said something that hits different now. Just know that Petty Levels will not just be an Instagram name. Sooner or later, it will be on billboards, it will be on your playlists, it will be on the radio, it will be everywhere you go. She was manifesting her dreams, speaking them into existence. She just didn't know how limited her time would be to see them come true. Now, let's talk about those final 2 weeks, because this is where things start getting weird. July 5th, 2024. Mia posts these photos from a recording studio back in Philly. The caption read, "Cooking up something special for y'all. Summer anthem loading." Her followers were hyped, commenting fire emojis, asking when it was dropping. Everything seemed normal, everything seemed good. But then July 8th hits, and something shifts. Mia posts this video of herself boarding a flight at Philadelphia International Airport. Now she's always traveling, so this isn't unusual by itself. But here's the thing, she doesn't say where she's going. That's not like her. Mia documented everything, every destination, every reason for traveling. And then she drops this message in her Instagram stories. Sometimes you need to get away to find what you're looking for. Now, that could mean anything, right? Could be she's talking about creative inspiration, could be personal stuff. But looking back, that was the first sign something was weighing on her mind. 2 days later, July 10th, we find out she's in Tampa, Florida. She's staying at this luxury hotel overlooking Tampa Bay. Posting poolside photos, sunset shots. The caption says, "Tampa vibes got me feeling alive." So far, everything looks perfect. But that's the thing about social media, though. It only shows you what people want you to see. But here's what's bothering me. Why Tampa? No scheduled performances were announced. No music collaborators from that area got tagged. Some fans thought maybe she was meeting with a record label. Others figured it was just a vacation. But Mia usually told her followers what she was up to. This time, nothing. July 12th, she posts a photo from a Tampa nightclub with some people. None of them are tagged. None of them are identified. The caption just says, "Nights we won't forget." This would be the last time other people appeared in her content. After this, she's alone in every post. Then her posting pattern changes completely. This girl who shared her life daily suddenly goes quiet. July 14th, one photo of Tampa skyline at night, no caption. July 15th, complete silence. Nothing. Not a story, not a tweet, not a TikTok video. The girl who lived her life online just disappeared from the internet. That's not Mia. That's not the person who built a 1 million follower platform by sharing everything. July 16th, she comes back with a selfie from what looks like her hotel room. But the caption stops people cold. Looking back at everything I've built, grateful for the journey. Her followers noticed the reflective tone, commenting about how deep it sounded, how different it felt from her usual energy, people asking if she's okay. But Mia doesn't respond to any of them. And then July 17th, the final post, 4 photos and 1 word, fleeting. Let me paint this picture for you. Photo 1, Mia in a white dress on a balcony overlooking Tampa Bay. Photo 2, her smiling with a glass of wine. Photo 3, sunset over the water. Photo 4, a close-up of her face with an expression that many people later described as peaceful, almost resigned. That word, though, fleeting. It means lasting for a very short time, temporary, here and gone. Was she talking about her time in Tampa, the sunset, her career, her life? After everything that happened, that word feels like a message we should have understood. But here's the thing. At the time, nobody was alarmed. Her followers just commented on how beautiful she looked. Asked when she was coming back to Philly. Nobody knew those would be the last photos we'd ever see of Mia alive. After that post, digital silence. No more Instagram stories, no TikTok videos, no tweets. The girl who lived her life online just vanished from the internet. What we know about the next 24 hours comes from scattered reports. Hotel staff later told local news that Mia checked out on the morning of July 18th. A rideshare driver said he picked up someone matching her description from the hotel around 11 a.m. and dropped her off near Tampa International Airport. But here's where it gets confusing. There are no confirmed flight bookings in her name leaving Tampa that day. So, if she wasn't flying anywhere, why go to the airport? What was she planning to do there? The area where her body was found the next day is about half a mile from the airport, near a service road, not exactly a place you just stumble upon. So how did she get from the main terminal to that isolated spot? What happened during those final hours? And why was she alone? July 19th, 2024, 7:30 in the morning. Florida heat is already building. Another summer day in Tampa. An airport maintenance worker is doing his routine inspection of a drainage area near a service road, about half a mile from Tampa International Airport's main terminal. At first, he thinks he sees someone sleeping. You know how it is. Sometimes people find quiet spots to rest. He calls out, gets no response, walks over to check on them. What he finds instead changes everything. A young woman lying on her side, like she had just laid down to take a nap and never woke up. No visible injuries, no signs of struggle, nothing to immediately tell you how she died. Just stillness where there should have been life. The worker calls 911 immediately. Tampa Police Department officers arrive within minutes. Yellow crime scene tape going up, sectioning off the area. Detective Maria Sanchez, who becomes the lead investigator, gets there shortly after the first responders. Now the body had no identification, no purse, no wallet, no phone, but those tattoos told the story. A small crown on her right wrist, the words, "Levels up," across her collarbone. Those distinctive marks that Mia's followers knew by heart. By mid-afternoon, after fingerprints were processed, they confirmed what many people were starting to fear. Mia Bennett, 23 years old from Philadelphia, known to millions as Petty Levels, was gone. The news broke on local Tampa stations first, then spread across social media like wildfire. Within hours, her Instagram following jumped by another 200,000 people. It's sick how death makes people pay attention in ways life never could. Tampa Police Department's initial statement was short. The deceased has been identified as Mia Bennett, 23, of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The cause and manner of death are pending investigation by the Hillsborough County Medical Examiner's Office. At this time, there are no obvious signs of foul play. That last part. No obvious signs of foul play. That became the center of everything. What did that even mean? No violence, no drugs, no suicide note. Police weren't saying, just citing the ongoing investigation. The medical examiner took custody of Mia's body that same afternoon. Standard protocol includes toxicology screening, which takes weeks to complete. The preliminary autopsy, according to sources close to the investigation, showed no immediate cause of death, no traumatic injuries, no obvious signs of overdose, no indicators of a medical event like a heart attack or stroke. So what killed her? That became the question everyone was asking, but nobody could answer. As news of Mia's death spread, her family back in Philadelphia got hit with grief and suddenly found themselves in the public eye. Her mother, Mia Bennett, released a statement through a family attorney. "We are devastated by the loss of our beautiful daughter, Mia." Investigators interviewed hotel staff, rideshare drivers, airport personnel. They got Mia's hotel room records, searched the room even though she'd already checked out. According to sources familiar with the investigation, nothing unusual was found. The rideshare driver who took Mia to the airport area on July 18th was interviewed multiple times. He insisted he dropped her at the departures level of the main terminal, not near that service road where she was found. GPS records from the rideshare app confirmed the terminal drop-off. So how did Mia get from the main terminal to that isolated area? Why would she make that journey? These questions still don't have answers. Almost a year later, this investigation remains active but frustratingly incomplete. The medical examiner still lists cause and manner of death as pending while waiting for toxicology results. Tampa police continue interviewing potential witnesses and analyzing what little evidence they have. Mia's phone remains missing. Probably the most critical piece of evidence that could answer many questions about her final hours. Investigators did get her phone records, though, and they show her last outgoing call was to a Philadelphia number, associated with her mother at 9:17 p.m. on July 17th, shortly after that final Instagram post. The call lasted just under 2 minutes. What was discussed? That hasn't been made public. Let's be real about the theories floating around, because each one seems to explain some things while leaving other questions hanging. First theory, accidental death. Maybe Mia took medication or something that caused an unexpected reaction. This might explain why police said no obvious signs of foul play, but this doesn't address why she'd be in that specific location near the service road. If she were impaired, how did she navigate to such an isolated spot? And again, where are her belongings? Second theory, she took her own life. People supporting this point to that fleeting caption and her reflective post the day before about looking back at everything she'd built. But nothing in her social media history suggested she was planning to hurt herself. Friends who've spoken publicly say she was excited about upcoming projects. Plus, no note was found. And that location seems random for someone making such a deliberate choice. Third theory, foul play. Despite what the police said initially, people ask whether someone could have harmed Mia in a way that didn't leave obvious marks. Maybe poisoning or something that didn't show visible signs. Who might have benefited from her death? Did she have enemies? Was she involved in relationships or business dealings that turned dangerous? The missing belongings and isolated location fuel this theory. But the most persistent questions revolve around Tampa itself. Why was Mia there? Her social media offered no clear explanation. No performances. No collaborations mentioned. Some fans speculated about record label meetings, but no such meetings have been confirmed. The airport location raises even more questions. The rideshare driver confirmed dropping her at the main terminal, yet her body was found half a mile away. Did she walk there intentionally? Was she meeting someone? Or did something happen at the terminal that made her leave the public area? We can't ignore the pressures of the music industry either. Mia was at a critical point, transitioning from social media personality to serious recording artist. Industry insiders hinted she was negotiating a new record deal that could have significantly elevated her career. Did these negotiations bring her to Tampa? Did they go badly? Was she facing setbacks the public didn't know about? And let's talk about something that gets overlooked: the hidden toll of social media fame. Behind Mia's curated online presence, all those adventures and glamorous posts, was the reality of constant scrutiny. A childhood friend told a Philadelphia newspaper she felt trapped sometimes, like she had to keep being petty levels even when she just wanted to be Mia. That pressure to maintain a perfect online image while dealing with real-life challenges affects so many influencers. The constant demand for content, fluctuating income, the fickle nature of fame. It takes a psychological toll that followers rarely see. Was Mia experiencing this disconnect more intensely in her final days? Key questions that still need answers. What happened during the approximately 20 hours between her last known sighting and the discovery of her body? Where is her phone and what might it reveal? Who did she communicate with in those final days? What was discussed in that last phone call with her mother? Did she travel to Tampa alone, or was she meeting someone? If she intended to leave Tampa, where was her luggage? What will toxicology reports reveal? These questions hang over this case, promising answers but delivering only more mystery. Here's the hard truth. There are no arrests in Mia's case, no suspects named, no trial to cover. Just an open investigation that's been sitting in limbo for months. Tampa police maintain the case is active, but without a clear cause of death or any evidence pointing to a specific person or scenario, there's nowhere for the investigation to go. The toxicology results that everyone's been waiting for? Still pending. The phone that could unlock so many answers? Still missing. In cases like this, without obvious foul play, without witnesses, without physical evidence of a crime, law enforcement hits a wall. They can interview people, they can analyze phone records, they can search locations. But if there's no clear indication of what happened, the case just sits there, waiting, hoping for a break that may never come. Mia's family has been pushing for answers, pushing for the medical examiner to release findings, pushing for more investigative resources. But in a system where clear-cut homicides take priority, mysterious deaths with no obvious crime attached often get pushed to the back burner. That's the reality. That's the frustration. A young woman with her whole life ahead of her is gone, and nobody can tell her family why. Nobody can give them closure. Nobody can give them justice because we don't even know if there's justice to be had. Within hours of the news breaking, Mia's Instagram was flooded with thousands of heartbroken comments. Fans created tribute videos compiling her most memorable moments. Musicians like Fredo Bang and Ludo posted black squares with broken heart emojis. Her music streams jumped 500% overnight. A painful reminder of how death often amplifies an artist's reach in ways life never could. Malibu and Ain't It climbed streaming charts as new listeners discovered her work. Music critics noted the cruel irony. The career breakthrough she had worked toward had finally arrived, but she wasn't here to witness it. Mia's story exposes the harsh reality behind influencer culture, that gap between curated perfection and messy truth. Why she posted tropical vacations and studio sessions? We'll never know what struggles played out when the cameras weren't rolling. Her journey from Philly teenager to social media star to aspiring musician shows how quickly modern fame can come and how suddenly it can disappear. Could anyone have prevented this outcome? Without knowing exactly what happened, it's impossible to say. But her case reminds us that even those with 1 million followers can feel profoundly alone. The truth about what happened to Mia Bennett remains as mysterious as that final word she posted. Fleeting. And maybe that's the most haunting part of all. In trying to capture life's temporary moments, she became one herself. So what do you think fleeting meant? Was it a coincidence, a reflection on life's temporary nature, or something more deliberate? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective might shed light on this case that continues to puzzle both fans and authorities. If this story affected you, make sure you subscribe to our channel for more cases that need attention. Hit that like button. Turn on notifications because we bring you true crime stories daily. Cases you know and ones you don't. Stay with us as we shine light on stories that live in the shadows, because every victim deserves to have their story told. As Mia's final word reminds us, life, fame, and opportunity are all too fleeting.